You mentioned hashtags a minute ago, and I want to jump back because, again, something which people know the word, right? They know the word and they got the sign and they know the thing. But tons of people I speak to don't necessarily get what they are.
Yes.
So just in layman's terms, what's a hashtag used for? Like, what do I need a hashtag for?
Well, I can only talk about this in the context of LinkedIn because personally I don't use any other social media platforms. So I can only talk to it in this sense. But a hashtag it creates a following. So you've got keywords that are associated, like we said, whether it's business, it could be graphic design, it could be firewalls, whatever it might be.
Sure.
You've got these strong keywords and people will follow them. And what it means is when you associate them to your post, anyone who's following that will then be liable to see your content. So
Nice.
it allows you to reach a wider audience essentially. And if you can use them strategically, if you're targeting local businesses, I know that if I do a post and put hashtag Nottingham, there's around 736 people who are following that hashtag, and then they could potentially see the post as well. So it allows you to just be more targeted. And what's good as well, if you are looking at associating hashtags to your posts on LinkedIn, follow the ones that you research as well, because then you're creating a feed that's showing relevant and industry information to you as well.
And that's what I do. And you mentioned before about researching hashtags, and it's so important, right? It's so very, very important. We worked with some clients in the US who were in Northwest Arkansas in a place called Bison. We posted a bunch of stuff, and I was looking at their posts, and I was like, "You've done hashtag Bison. That's a thing. Like, it's an animal. Like, that's what that hashtag's for." And this was on Instagram, and hashtags kind of work the same everywhere, right? And he was like, no, it's where I live. And I was like, no, it's an animal. Like, and if you look at this hashtag, you're going to see nothing but pictures of the animal running around, and not, your town of Bison, right? So when Eloise is saying research the hashtags, it's as simple as do a hashtag, type the word in that you're looking for, and then it will come up and you actually see, like, let's say hashtag firewall, right? So you'll see hashtag firewall and it will say 10 million followers or 100,000 followers or 10 followers, whatever, right? When you click on that, you'll then see every post where someone has done hashtag this. So you don't have to don't start using a hashtag until you know what it's used for, because, and another great example is last year, 2 years ago, we had our fifth anniversary in November. So we did we did Throwvember, which is our throwback for the last 5 years. And every day of the month we posted some content, right? And I did my due diligence. I do listen to the words I say. So I looked on LinkedIn, Throwvember. No one's used it. Cool. That's going to be like our little hashtag for this month. And we're going to use some other hashtags. I didn't look on Instagram. Throwvember is a really, really big thing in the pottery community. And every post that we were posting was just random marketing stuff in amongst this sea of people throwing clay or whatever you call to make stuff, right? Hadn't thought of it, didn't look across platforms, was completely surprised to see that. And, really, we just didn't even think of it. So have a look on the platform that you're going to post. Hashtags very, very may well be different from one place to another. LinkedIn's a business community. I guess that all of the pottery lovers out there aren't posting on LinkedIn about that, hence why I could use that hashtag. However, Instagram's a little bit more personal, and there was, honestly, Eloise, it was like thousands and thousands of posts coming out. I'm like, how is this? This is our hashtag. We found this. I know no one's using it. And all of a sudden it's just getting hammered by every post. We were talking earlier before the show about the creator mode, and you're mentioning some of the positives, obviously, but what negatives have you found that, because I love all those bits you're saying. It's great to be able to update your profiles, but have you found any negatives with it?
There are a few negatives that could be perceived. So for a job seeker, it might not be the best format for the profile to read in, because ultimately you're displaying it more as a CV. So you want your About You section to be at the top, where you can actually physically list your skill set or your accomplishments. So it reads more of a CV format without the creator mode. If you've got a really low number of connections or followers, then you probably don't really want that to be displayed. I think people say, once you've got past 1,000 or so, then, you feel free to use it. I think creator mode's great still for kind of building that following. But ultimately,
True.
if you're new to the platform and you've got really low number of connections, then it's not necessarily the right way to go.
Totally agree.
But yeah, I think ultimately it's a really good tool, and it opens the door up to a lot of features. It can mean that you're getting less connections because people then have to, if you've got it turned on and people have to follow you, it's great because that means they can see your content. They don't have to go through that process of sending you a connection request. And 61% of people will decide whether or not they want to accept it based on how your profile looks anyway. So also something to consider. Another mistake people that often make, and I'll see this, is that when they're outside my network, I can't see their profile pictures. They don't realize that they've got it set to members only.
Right.
So if it's always worth checking. You could log in from a different browser, type in your name, check if your profile is pictures displayed. But ultimately, you just want to go on your settings and make it visible to public.
Otherwise, why are you on there, right? It's the point is to build a brand and build a network. And I think it's so obvious what we're saying here. Again, if you're a salesperson, you can't show up to someone's office with your tie askew or your blouse ripped or, your beard all over the shop. You've got to present yourself well. That's what your profile is, right? Your profile is that first impression. And whatever the old saying is, you've only got one chance to make a first impression. It's genuinely true your profile. And if you're going to do that, why not put it out there so you can actually, show people who you are and show people that this is what they're going to be dealing with just from a glance. Just get out there. Yeah. LinkedIn's always changing constantly. I'm always shocked that there's a new thing. So what changes have you seen lately?
Down to as small things as read receipts on messages that people might have noticed. Now you get the ticks to show that the message has gone through. They're rolling out loads of different features. I think what's great is that LinkedIn are actually, prepared to trial different features and say, actually, no, this didn't work. So, last year, I think it was the start of, mid 2020 that they launched the stories mode, which just like with Instagram or other sites allowed you to have those 30-second videos. Now, it kind of goes against the grain of what their ethos is about having that evergreen content and something that people can go back and engage with.
Yeah.
The only thing that you could do with those were to have people send you a direct message. So really, it wasn't content that would stay on the site. It just didn't fit in with their practice.
Or the users.
Yeah, that's it really. Other new features are like the creator mode, the providing services, having the frames around your pictures, which are really helpful actually, because if you are hiring, you can attach that frame on and automatically your profile will become more visible to candidates. And likewise, if you're looking for a job, it will become more visible to employers and recruiters.
Oh, that's cool. So it's not just a case of it's visible as in I can see it when you post on something, I can see it, but actually LinkedIn's algorithm is going to put that in front of and say, hey, this person's hiring and you want a job because you're looking for work. Oh, how useful is that? Just to kind of whittle it down a little bit from the noise so you're sat in front of the right people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I love it. One of the new changes I've seen as well, client of ours is part of a new LinkedIn creator program, and they've chosen only 100 people in the entirety of LinkedIn to be part of this program. Looks like they're rolling out LinkedIn audio spaces.
Yes,
very similar to Clubhouse. But what I really like about it, now, I'm a podcaster. I love audio, right? I really enjoy just not having to look at something while I'm listening to it. I can work, I can have someone chatting away in the background, and I can drive and all that kind of thing. So I love audio things, but I didn't really like Clubhouse because it just felt like I'm going to have to go and do another new thing. And I'm just a little bit maxed at, we've got every social media platform already. We've got to check them all like another thing. What's really exciting, I think, about the LinkedIn audio spaces is much like you were saying about the events. If there is 20 people, let's say, who are on those events, not only can I see the speakers and who's speaking kind of above the line, but I can see everyone below the line and connect with them, speak to them, see their profiles. And then what's really nice is actually those speakers can say anyone who is, listening to this show. Like right now, I can see that Lisa Ali and Jem Bevan have been waxing lyrical in the comments. We can actually bring them into the conversation. So just from that, you can click on it and then bam, they're actually part of the show and talking. So really nice new networking tool, which I think might take the best bits of Clubhouse and then put the functionality of LinkedIn behind it. So we're not having to relearn a new platform. We're actually getting to do something kind of cool and new on the platform, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yeah.
Look, we try and keep this a little under an hour just to make sure that people can smash it out during their lunch or on that drive home, as I was saying, while they're listening to the podcast. But for those people out there who, want to follow you, want to find more Eloise, they just loved it and they want some more stuff, where can the people find you?
Well, obviously, LinkedIn is going to be the best place to connect with me on here. I'm the only Eloise Idoine in the world, apparently, from what I know. So it should be easy to put my name in and find me. Yeah, definitely. Send me a connection request. All my contact details are also on my profile as well. So if you do prefer to give me a call or send me an email, then that's your prerogative. So yeah, happy to just have a chat and always offer some free advice as well.
I love it. And that is really the best way to network out there as well. Like, feel free to give free advice and talk to people, because guess what? If you were at that networking event, that's what you'd do. You'd be like, interesting, let me tell you about it. You wouldn't be like, and then I'm going to buy my stuff, right? Yeah. Be nice to people out there, people. Well, Eloise, I really can't thank you enough. It's been wonderful. The hour's flown by. It was super quick, and genuinely, I've learned some bits and got some notes here that I'm about to run outside and start furiously updating my LinkedIn profile. So thank you so much for coming on my Daily Show. Mr. Mason, take us to the bridge, sir. And there it is, the Daily Show with the awesome Eloise Idoine. How good was she? How good was she? She knows so much about LinkedIn. I've literally got, I think, 7 things written down here that I'm now going to have to go in action on my personal profiles, and tons of stuff that I can now, help people out and learn. If you want to follow her, check her out on LinkedIn. In the show notes, you're going to see some details below about how to connect with her. But follow her. Like, it's just tons of free information to learn exactly what you need to do. If you're not seeing the success you want, then contact her directly, use her services. I can guarantee that you're going to learn so much, and you're actually going to see those tangible leads. As I said before the show, if you haven't liked and subscribed, do us a favor, help the algorithm out, help GLPro out. Damn it, help this little poor old JJ out. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit that notification button so you see when we post our next show, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Daily Show.